Hello students, it's Mr. Panza teaching you how to set up the skeleton of your presentation. First, I'm going to show you how to set up one of these, a slide in Google Slides. And then I'm going to show you how to copy it, paste it so that you have 7 of them for your entire presentation. Let's start from the beginning. After you've logged in, the first thing you're going to do is create a new presentation. Click on New, and then go down to Google Slides. Google Slides sets up a default slide for you. But before we even get into adding titles and subtitles as well as additional text box, you're going to want to save this. Although Google Slides will save automatically, you want to change the name of this presentation so that you don't get it confused. I'm going to call mine Leader in Me, and I'll call it Video because that's what I'm creating here. You don't need to worry about themes or transitions or anything at this point. All you have to know is exactly what I'm expecting for each slide and then how to create 7 of them so you have everything you need. Let's begin. To add a title, you just type, and the title for each of these slides will be the habit, the number, and what that habit is. So habit number 1, be proactive. Now notice that this box is really big. For be proactive, you don't need it to be that big, so you can manipulate this box by closing it up a bit by using the up and down arrow like this to make it a normal size. Now that you have that, you may want to move this slide to the very top. In order to move a text box, you're going to just make sure you have it selected, and you can move it up or down, and I want it up. That's how you add your title. You can see you also need a subtitle. In this box, you're going to add what the habit means. Once you've typed in what the habit means, you can feel free again to move it up or down on the page. We're just creating the skeleton here, so don't panic if yours doesn't look exactly like mine, because you can get creative. This is just to make sure that you have everything that you need on each of the slides. So I have my title, I have my subtitle, and now I need to add 2 more text boxes. Here's how you do that. In order to add another text box, up here in my options, you can see that I have a whole bunch of different options. One of them looks like a T surrounded by a box. That means text box. Click it once, and you'll give yourself a plus sign. That plus sign means wherever you click, you're going to create a brand new text box. I want it to be right here. We need 2 of these, but I'm going to focus on 1 at a time because if I create too many text boxes without actually typing, I could get confused. In this text box, you're going to type how the individual that we studied was the habit. In this case, how was Milton Hershey proactive in his life? I've typed up my example on how Hershey was proactive. Now you can see that I've created a text box that is a little bit too small. No problem. Go back to the stretch, pull it down a little bit, so that way the entire text fits in the box. And once again, you can move that directly under here as your example of how Hershey was proactive. Now that you're done with that text box, you need your 4th and final text box for this habit. And that's how you are proactive or are trying to improve this habit. To create another text box, come up here, click off of the current text box, click on a brand new one. Here's your plus sign, click, and you're ready to type how you are proactive. After you're done typing, again, you can click off, and you can see you have 4 complete text boxes. I have the title, Habit 1, Be Proactive, the subtitle, I'm in charge of my life, an example of the person that we studied and how they are proactive, and an example of my own self and how I am proactive or am trying to be proactive. This is the first of 7 slides that you need. Inside each slide, you need 4 text boxes. In order to create a quick and easy 7-slide presentation, you're just going to copy and paste, which I'll show you how to do that now. The quickest and easiest way to create a brand new text box that includes everything you'll need for the next 7 slides is to copy and paste. There's 2 ways to do that. First, you click on your current text box. Second, right-click to give yourself some options, and you want to press the Copy key. Now that you have it copied, you select Off, right-click again, and paste. Now I have the same exact slide ready to be manipulated. If you want to know shortcut keys, here's how you do that. There are 3 simple buttons that you need to know. First is the Control button. You must always hold that in, and you'll either press the C or the V. No, it doesn't stand for Conestoga Valley. It stands for Copy, and the V stands for Paste. That's because the P was already taken up for print. So in this case, you're going to select the box you can see over here on the left, and rather than right-click with my mouse, I'm going to hold down the Control button and press C. That has now copied this slide. When I'm ready to paste, I click off of it, I hold down Control again and press V. And you can see I have the same exact slide again. If you want to create the 7 slides right off the bat, you can just click, create your 3rd slide, click, create your 4th slide. Notice that I'm just pasting. Click, right-click, create your 5th slide, 6th slide, and now I have 7 slides. The only issue is all of the information is the same. Not a big deal. Now that you have everything that you need, and in each text box there are 4 total text boxes in each slide, you just need to change the information. This is slide number 2. It should be habit number 2. In this case, when we're talking about habit number 2, we change Be Proactive to Begin with the end in mind. Notice that the text box isn't big enough this time. Stretch it out, pull it down, whatever is going to fit the slide to make it work for you, which means everything needs to slide down a bit for habit 2. Nice and easy changes. This one, have a plan or wildly important goal. And you're going to change the information for all in this slide. Now we're no longer talking about Milton Hershey. We're talking about Charles Demuth, and we're not talking about how Demuth was proactive. We're talking about how he begins with the end in mind. Now we're not talking about how we're proactive or want to be proactive. We're talking about how we have a plan or our wildly important goals. You do this for all of the slides, and you've set up your skeleton. Hope this video helps set up your presentation project.